India and Indian culture are often seen as being averse to change. This land is often viewed as a place where things happen because of fate and not due to human effort. But is this really true? Do the Ramayana and Mahabharata teach us that caste matters? What do the epics say about ties of blood? What lessons can we learn from the epics on the matter of social hierarchy? The answer is choice. The epics teach us that often what matters is not the family you're born into, but the people you choose to make your family. Here are some examples from the Ramayana that indicate blood relations are secondary to relationships of choice. Ram and Lakshman were not born to the same mother. Their mothers were Kaushalya and Sumitra respectively. In fact, Lakshman had a twin brother by the name of Shatrugna, but he preferred the company of Ram, the eldest of the four sons of Dashrath. Lakshman's devotion to Ram lasted a lifetime, with him choosing to follow Ram into exile and even into war. At no point in the Ramayana is Lakshman's love for his elder brother in question because they are not related by blood. And here is another interesting fact. Dashrath was not the biological father of any of his sons. Ram, Bharat, Shatrugna, and Lakshman were born after the king gave his three wives kheer that came from a yagya conducted by Rishyashringa. In the Mahabharata, none of the Pandavas, the five-brother team named after their father Pandu, were actually the sons of Pandu. Though Pandu acknowledged them as his sons and legitimate successors, all five brothers had different biological fathers. Yudhishthir was the son of Yamraj, the god of death and truth. Bhim was the son of Vayu, the wind god. Arjun's biological father was Indra, the ruler of Amravati. And these three were only the sons of Kunti, Pandu's first wife. His second wife Madri gave birth to two sons, Nakul and Sahadev, both of whom had the Ashwin twins for fathers. Not only were the Pandavas not related to Pandu by blood, we might even say that the elder three were not related to the youngest two. What brought the five heroes of the Mahabharata together was the name of Pandu and the will of Kunti. Also in the Mahabharata, Krishna and Balram were not related to each other by blood. Krishna was the biological son of Devaki, while Balram was born to Rohini. Despite this, Krishna and Balram remained close for their entire lives. In the Ramayana, Vibhishan was the blood brother of Ravan, and yet he parted ways with his family and his people to side with Ram and the Vanaras. Let us move ahead and leave family ties behind. Let us talk about caste. Despite India being nearly 70 years into independence, we are still often told that caste matters, that the caste we are born into determines the shape your life will take. And yet the epics are full of examples that say it is an individual's actions and not his birth that determine his destiny. Valmiki, the author of the Ramayana, was a Dasiyu, a forest bandit, and not a Brahmin. But he is acknowledged as a poet and sage today because of his work, the Ramayana. It was not his birth, but his choices that elevated him. The composer of the Mahabharata, Ved Vyas, was also not of high birth. His father was a sage by the name of Parashar, but his mother was a fisherwoman by the name of Matsyagandha. Despite this, he is known as one of the most illustrious poets. Hanuman, perhaps one of the most beloved gods of the Hindu pantheon, was part of a forest tribe and hence had no caste. He was part of Vanar society that lived in the forests, far from the urban culture where Varna Vyavastha was prevalent. This never affected his acceptability among Hindus. If anything, he holds a more exalted position than many higher deities. Ravan, the villain of the Ramayana, was the son of sage Vishrav, a Brahmin. Yet he is known to be a dastardly villain, whose ill deeds caused him to be eventually slain by Ram. Karna, the son of Surya, the sun god, lived his whole life as a Sutputra despite being of royal and divine lineage. He was born into a higher caste. His father was a god and his mother Kunti was a princess. But this did nothing to alleviate the suffering he had to undergo his whole life. Eklavya, the forest dweller, despite being casteless and untrained, became a great archer. So great was his skill that he managed to shame Arjun, who was a bona fide disciple of Drona, the greatest teacher of that age. The epics, therefore, are not about static social values and fate, they're also about individual will and effort. They are about being, but they're also about becoming. People's position in life is not wholly dependent upon what they are born as. It is also shaped by how they act and the choices they make.
It is said that during 1089 to 1101 AD, Muslim generals who were employed by the then king began consolidating their roots as a community in Kashmir.
Being a country whose people upheld pluralist ideas both before and after 1947, India has proven itself to be one of the most tolerant countries in the world.